And we should, hopefully. Maybe in some parallel world be live. And I did notice something odd on the map. I'm going to adjust the microphone. Last night I was leveling up the characters because I got everyone up to 19 or 20, just depending on what they are. I also recruited 2 new ones that we could potentially use for the big bad bosses. We'll see how that goes. I might do them, I might not. Depends on how I feel. But, that's a lot of Ratoan captains. I mean a lot of them. Like, they are surrounding Crooksburg. Crooksburg is already cleared out. We will handle that after we come up here to the Oriokoiki and talk to our friends who should side with us in all of this nonsense. No guarantees. Why am I having new ats on this? Somebody dropping me messages and I don't know why. Also, one thing I've noticed, and I'm actually getting irritated about this on a lot of platforms, is how basically they rob me of agency to filter my own messages. So if you send me messages on Discord, guess what? They might get lost as well. Because I just noticed that it doesn't alert me if it thinks they're spam. So if you're a game dev trying to reach out to me, I guess just message me on my actual Discord to check my inbox. It's irritating. It's one reason why I have my own email separately from everything. So I just get the emails whether it thinks it's spam or not. It goes in there and I can look through it and decide whether I want to just ignore it or not based on the subject or who it's from. But we are looking to get these people on our side before we start dealing with the Rotowans, Rotians, the green ships. And we do have bounties and stuff like that we need to do. So we're going to have at least 2 more bounties that we need to do before we go up there. We've got this quest. I wouldn't be surprised if we have a couple more, because we just did this one, and we're going to have to return to Barati to turn that in. Fruitful, we're going to be getting the ally from the Juana to Rosare, basically getting them to join us. The Valians, we're just waiting for them to give us the Animancer thing, which will happen afterwards. Clearing out Crooksburg, Atsura has another matter to discuss with me. She's waiting for me at the Imperial Command. Wait. Oh, we actually have a thing in the Imperial Command to talk to him about. Okay, so we'll deal with that whenever we go back to turn in the bounty, before we go and deal with the swarm of things surrounding Crooksburg. Jotes is just broken, and we need to tell Inoue about the deal. So we've got a few more things we can do going back and forth between here and Nekataka. Shouldn't be too hard to get that done fairly early on today. It's just a matter of traveling. Not even a matter of like, oh, this is difficult or anything like that. Any hoozle, I am trying to be more chill with my commentary because I noticed that I was slipping back into motor mouthing for a while. You'll hear me have to bring it up every now and then. It is just how my brain works. My brain works in motor mouth mode. It's not something that is abnormal for my brain to work like that. But I do know that it is easier for most people to process when I talk like a normal human being. Let's see, where is she hiding? I think she's hiding in here because it's night. Hello.
I will hear you, outsider.
Queen Onakaza II proposes an alliance with the Wahaki.
Tell Onakaza that the Wahaki accept her authority. If the time comes when she needs to show foreigners the breadth of her power, we will be there.
Well, that was easy.
I will hear
expected
you,
that to be
outsider.
harder. I understand that you've been hit hard by slavers. I also seek vengeance against them.
The enemy of my enemy is still an outsider, but a resourceful one. You are knowing that the purchase of foreign slaves is allowed in the Deadfire?
I'm familiar with it. Why only foreign slaves?
Trading in Huana is a crime that even Onekaza could not ignore. To buy and sell kith is the work of monsters.
Yep, I agree.
These slavers hunt the waters around Oreo Kuiki. Like cowards, they shy away from the deeper jungle.
I mean, they're dead. They don't even exist. They don't have ships anymore.
They steal my people from their fishing boats and sell them like pigs at auction. Where is Onekaza to stop them? Someone must teach them the meaning of Wahaki vengeance, I say.
You're talking about Crookspur. I've already dealt with them.
Could this be possible? What say? If those parasites drew their final breaths, I would hear of it.
Master Kua is dead. His business is finished.
While Onekaza plays at diplomacy, we are the spear in the guts of our enemies. I have come to expect troubling news from outsiders. Today is no different. But at least you bring me a tale for my grandchildren.
Could have sworn we already got that line.
Tell Onekaza that the Wahaki accept her authority.
Okay. Basically, I have a feeling, just call this a gut feeling, that we would have had to do that to get her to join Onekaza. But the fact that we already murked pretty much all of Crookspur means there's not going to be much for us to do there whenever we end up doing that part of pretty much anybody's quests. Because you get a quest for it. I know that you get one with the Principi for dealing with the slavers. I'm pretty sure we get one with the Juana. But we're already max level, so doing quests for now is simply for story. We don't actually have to do more. Oh, please tell me everybody's going to walk down there and we're not just going to... I am hoping they all use the elevator and we don't have to actually manually walk them down there. We'll see. Go down. Yay! I don't have to manually walk them all over. That makes me mildly happy. So you'll probably see 2 nature Godwoken or whatever they're called. The God people on my team whenever we get onto the ship randomly. Everybody's poorly equipped except for them. They will probably outshine most of our other crew. Our main party is fairly well equipped. And I have them equipped just in case, so I can see kind of how the AI plays them. The AI is going to do horrible at it. But let's go ahead and turn in some stuff at Nekataka. And yes, I do have a bit of a headache today, so apologies if I'm not super vibrant and exceptional today. I don't have full-on radio voice going. I am caffeinating to try and get it to go away, but we'll see how. Oh, we just ran into a storm. Great. That's because I was looking at my cup to go take a drink. Hey, Storm. God's alive, Captain. Did you offend Andra herself? If that's not a manifestation of her fury, I don't know what is. We shouldn't try to wait out a storm like that. A big wave is too likely to roll while the whole damn ship and drown us all. Our best hope is to outrun it. Ask a companion aid. Sermon from Jyoti. We got some morale from that. Glory be to the aspects of Yothis, greatest of all of Guam. Guan. Sorry. Gone. Okay. After whence we plan to rebirth forever and always. Will Tyrans, amens. Assign crew duties. Take this line and lash your... Oh, actually. Assign deckhand duties. All hands... Actually... Bring the rain barrels up from the hold and see if we can't get some water out of this. Rope and grappling. Baldur, take this line and lash yourself to the wheel. I don't want you going overboard. Hand out the last of the cooked food. Hema, then put any fires out in the galley. That's enough for now. We're as prepared as we're going to get. Continue. Flying bear, poles, berry duel, everyone else get below. We're holding course. Oh, and we succeeded. Continue. I don't mind us taking damage. Gain ingredients of water. Cool. Actually, let's break through the wave with magic. I'm not sure who's got the strongest magic here. Go with you. Actually, we have, and then they turned away. Our crash cannot be denied. We've got all of that. I think as far as like what would make sense here would be this. And we succeeded. More water. Nia sweeps over the rail. Rope and grappling hook. Kith overboard, grab a line, and mount a rescue. Actually, let's just writhing tentacles. I don't know why we needed to pass that particular check for it, but... we're going to hold course. How many days do we have to do this? Jesus. More tentacles. Good Lord. Hopefully we didn't get any injuries and all that. We did not. Okay. So we beat the storm. Awesome sauce. That was a hell of a nonsense going on there. And we're not going to bother with the plague ship. That does hurt morale. We've already got plenty of morale. And we've got repair going in to do all the other nonsense. Note to self, pay closer attention to that. So I don't run into random storms. I really don't like dealing with the storms. They're not fun. There are some things here that I do think we should probably buy. Just various pieces of gear. But we need to visit the Brass Citadel first, because I think that's the one that had a task from What's-Her-Face. And then we go to the underneath, the market down there, and I think we shop some stuff there. Preaky's Overlook, I don't remember what I wanted to buy there. But I think we wanted gear for one of the side characters. I'm just going to start buying any unique items I come across. Okay, so they wanted... Where are you at? At Sura and the Brass Citadel Imperial Command. That's going to be up here.
Will your mighty fortress protect you from the Audra Colossus?
Much better than wooden huts, my friend.
I just love the ambient dialogue. It relaxes me a little bit. Okay, as far as that goes, you should be in there. I don't know if we're going to close out Brookspur or not. Oh, that's not who we need to talk to. You in here? Might be lower. Oh, that's the Bormy. Actually, you are a merchant. Do you have anything
Good to
interesting?
see you again.
Can you sell me something?
Of course.
You have anything unique? You do not. Just have a bunch of stuff for us to deal with. I will go ahead and buy some of that. I want to sell some junk too. I might, oddly enough, do some grinding off camera too. Because one thing that I have is messed around with a bunch of new characters. And yes, to get rid of characters, you have to literally murder them, which kind of sucks. So just keep that in mind. If you are ever going to get a whole bunch of just random characters, you will have to just murk their faces to get any kind of open slots, essentially. Or to get rid of them. Because I was trying out like Death Godlights and stuff like that. I ended up hiring and murdering a few of them. So we have dead characters on this one. It's fine, though.
It's impossible to cheat at Hazatoa.
So I think yeah, it's sorta. Let's talk to you.
He's gonna do one thing, then he does something else.
Glances at you with serendipitously mirthful expression. He looks like he's in a fabulous secret, one he's about to share with you.
It has been brought to my attention that you ousted the slavers from Crookspur. You've done a noble thing. They had long been a thorn in our side, but one we were hesitant to remove on our own. You've done us a considerable favor.
I'm glad to be of service. Actually, no. Thousands suffered because of them. Of course I did something.
Indeed, indeed. But the problem hardly begins or ends with the slavers. Deadfire is a troubled place, beset by all manner of predation and lawlessness. Adventure stories blame it on the fury of Helia's storms and the hunger of Andra's beasts. Historians would spin you a tale of isolation and trade booms. All of that merely obscures the plain yet hard truth. The Huana lack the will to defend their homeland.
How do you figure that?
Allow me to illustrate. 2,000 years ago, our people began the conquest of Rawatai. The land was new to us. Many of its inhabitants were better equipped, but we overcame them. We were unified where they were scattered, and we were not content to huddle in cliff caves and subsist. We were determined to make a better life for ourselves.
Where are you going with this?
Valians and the Principe will tear Deadfire asunder, and the Huana will stand by and let it happen.
Sorry about that.
So, we must do everything we can to defend the archipelago and its people. We shall ensure that the slavers do not return by stationing one of our most elite fleets at Crookspur.
Why are you telling me this?
You're prudent, results-oriented. You strike me as someone who can appreciate the grand vision. And by continuing to work together, we can achieve both our objectives. A more stable Deadfire, and a meeting with Aothas. In any case, our attentions are now focused on Sayuka for now. I'm sure the Hazanui will summon you when the time is right.
After all this time, I still don't understand who you are or what you believe in.
Who we are. What does this even mean? Why the search for permanence in a transient existence? One day, our bodies will perish and our souls will return to the wheel. Every word we've ever spoken, everything we've ever known will be forgotten with us. But this will remain. Prolonging the soul is a fool's errand. Clinging to a grand past is vanity. I want to take part in building something that will last beyond me. That is true immortality.
Even these things will crumble eventually.
Consider the work of the Engwithans. How much of it stands? How much has shaped our way of life? The key is to build well.
I mean, they sort of made the gods.
But you and I have much to do, and little time to discuss philosophy.
Bye. That was the last stuff that he wanted there. So he's sending people there. We're probably going to have to barter for peace between them. We need to turn in this and the Fruitful Alliance. We need to do the Food for Thought. I need to go shopping in
That's called
Delver's
strategy.
Row.
And don't you work for Atsura?
Is there an exit from here? Yes. There. Yeah, I wasn't sure where the exit was. It's just like, okay, where's the door? Gotta find the door. I don't know what was taking them so long. Apparently I clicked it but didn't click it. I think my mouse is trying to die, honestly. And today, for the snack, we have pretzels. Pretzels. Oh, and it isn't an actual exit, it's just to this spot. Man. Oh, wait, we got dog. We got dog, I missed one. Why? Why? We can't miss the pets. We've still only gotten the one poodle. For those that are curious, so. Which is mildly unfortunate, but yes, we have a poodle and a dragon thingy. Little worm following us around. Okie dokie. Out to the Brass Citadel. I think there might be someone here that sells stuff. Go outside. Whenever I click, go there. For God's sake. I don't know why it was like, nah, you don't actually want to go there. You don't know where you're clicking. Never. I roll at it. Don't think you have anything else that we'd want.
I've got all sorts of good. Take a look.
You have Charm of Bones. You have nothing though. You do actually have Ward Stones. I could probably go with those. And then I'll just toss those into Mustache. I think we should be good. Yeah, there's merchants all over this place. I will miss some of them, unfortunately. I might do like a big shopping thing off camera. If there's something that I really want, I can just look up where to buy it. And then go and grab it. Oh, wait. Valian Merchant. Did she ever cause any trouble?
At least that Valian isn't bothering me now. At least that Valian isn't bothering me now.
Yeah, she's just staying there.
At least that Valian isn't bothering me now.
And no matter which one we talk to, that's what she says. Which confuddles me. So yeah, we need to return to the Gullet. And we want to go to... I think we'll go to Delver's Row and then walk our way out. Because it's going to be... Oh. Crowd congest the tunnel ahead of us. Confusing network of natural and kith-hewn tunnels run between the Brass Citadel and the Gullet. Most of the larger thoroughfares are well-traveled and familiar, but the narrower branches that spread from them are a confusing muddle of twisting halls and dead ends. A tunnel along your path has collapsed, a giant rock, its new immovable door. Laborers mill about it, but there seems little actual labor occurring. You might be able to find another way through the city, but the detour could take hours. Find a route around the collapse. And that's for some reason trying to scroll. You leave the blockage behind and guide you through the narrow morass of Nekataka's blah blah blahs. He does so with aplomb and his urban expertise in making short work of the detour. Yay! Eventually you make your way back into the wide, well-traveled thoroughfare and from there on to your destination. Not sure what that was about, but we might have learned something from it. Delver's Row. Please actually travel to it. Thank you, game. I think we have already encountered that one before too, haven't we? Or am I thinking back to the old game that we covered back in the day when this was a new title? Ah. And balance was significantly different back then. Yeah, seriously, just go check out some of the builds from back then. You'll notice that things might be significantly different.
It's the smell of cardamom that drew you, no? Oh, food,
What do you sell?
Of course. And
I need
have
supplies.
plenty.
Do we want anything of yours? You got more spices, so yes, we want those. Take the berries. I don't think anything else here is particularly valuable. I mean, we can just take various cooking ingredients. Goodness knows we've got a lot of pretty much everything here. The spices will actually just make some of the elite foods. And I think the person we want to talk to is probably... Oh, we could talk to this merchant.
Looking for something to sharpen?
No, you just have junk. There was somebody that would have... Maybe it's the guy down here with the swords and stuff. Maybe he's the one we want to talk to.
You need a blade. Old money stock is...
There's some stuff. Undying Burden. That's the one it wanted us to get for the one that I was looking at. This is something that we should be throwing on. There's a character that can supposedly solo all of the even super bosses. I probably will fail at it horribly, but that's one of the items they wanted for it. Gauntlets of Reliability, misses the grazes with proficient weapons. We'll go ahead and just take the helmet because why the hell not? And that gives us a few more supplies. We actually do have another helmet now, finally. Not that we particularly use them. I forget, you don't have any quests for us. I think you are
There is
just...
something I can get for you? Yes, of course.
Oh, you have Garari's Cuirass. And we'll take that. And I think we had some traps that we could sell, but it doesn't look like it. Nope. Oh no, we only have 500,000 coins. Oh, what will we ever do? Yeah, I will probably eventually go around and just buy all the unique items. And we do have to get to the big trade ship if we want to do that as well. But that lets us get that stuff done. We can leave from here and go to the... Not Delver's Row. I don't know why I'm calling it that. To the basin area. Go to the gullet. That's the thing I was looking for. Yeah, the gullet is basically where we tell them about the food. We get that quest done. We go turn in some gauntlety, not gauntlety stuff, quest stuff for the, not main quest, the Juana. I can speak today, holy crap. I know I'm still off like schedule and everything, but jeez, my brain just not worky. Good lord. Okay, the person that we wanted to talk to is you.
Need something?
Weren't we supposed to tell Pitley? Oh, Annoy. Where is Annoy at? Maybe it is... Is Annoy the blind guy? Your names all blur together. This is the downside of having a bunch of... That's Thalos' home. That's Annoy's home. Okay, yeah, it's the blind guy. But that's the downside of having a bunch of hard to pronounce names. Is it's a lot harder for you to remember them too. Or at least it is for me. I'm bad with names to begin with. Start throwing in awkward pronunciations and spellings, and I am not going to remember shit. The Dawnsters will share the crops, and the Queen will allocate the majority to the gullet.
I heard of missionaries distributing food throughout the gullet, though I did not think it could be true. Not in this lifetime could I have hoped for more. To have garnered our Queen's generosity. I ache to believe it. Never can I thank you enough, Watcher who has the ear of both kith and gods. Always the Raparu will know of your kindness. Should you need refuge within Nekadaka, know that the Raparu will stand by your side.
Yay!
May Amira's winds ever fill your sails, boy. We will not forget what you have done for us.
Yay! So that puts us at Probably already like max reputation with pretty much anybody we can think of. Where is the gullet in here? There it is. We're at 3 with them. That's not bad. We're not maxed out on it, weirdly enough. I think the max out is 5. With the Principi, we've maxed out negative and positive. Just because we murdered them for money. It's stupid, but... Okay, so we need to be going... I don't think there's anything else here. No. Skipping ahead is waiting for that. So yeah, we literally just go to the castle. And then we can go investigate what's happening over there. I think that's going to be part of the Principi quest. So, Serpent's Crown. Perikles has a few things that we could buy. I'm not going to bother with that. We're going to go to Kahanga Palace. Because we need to turn in the bounty and get a new one. And then we need to probably check if there's any other quests that we need from her. Okay, where is the guy that gives us quests? I think he is in here? Or am I thinking it might be on the other side? I don't know.
You have returned from the wastes unscathed. This is good.
You're not the one I need to talk to. Maybe it's over here. Yeah, we need to return to, what is their name? Barati. I'm looking for somebody named Barati. As a Valiant diplomat. There's Granus Yigar. Upper floor, maybe? I don't remember where they're at. I have completely forgotten. It's been a day. It's been a very long day. And I don't know how long we're going to be doing this particular stream. Because I still have to do a little bit more prep work for Lancer tonight. I just basically need to make some tokens. But, yeah. There's Barati. Other than that, I have the map and all that stuff
roars
done.
With hunger. Will you help Barati to calm it?
Yeah, I dealt with Drusilla.
With joy, not hunger, does the great eel lash its mighty tail. Dachila has sated the beast for now. The jaws of Tangaloa gnash about a Rowatine captain named Ohairo. His cannon fire echoes in the ears of slumbering gods. The beast cries out for a more restful Deadfire.
Sure, I'll take the bounty.
You chose wisely. Ohairo sails the junk Stone Anchor, south of the Kua o Rikuhu island chain due east of Nikitaka.
Okay, so that's going to be a relatively easy one to get. And the main reason I'm trying to get all this done before we go on the main quest, I've mentioned this a few times. Yes, Rooftop. The reason I'm trying to get all this done before we move on with the main story is because I want to basically mainline the main story. So what we'll do is we'll probably do the Mogren's Teeth segment. He's going to, I think he walks further into the storm after that. We're going to do that segment, and then we're going to go finish up each of these different individual faction quests. And then it should just be beeline straight through his stuff. And it'll also unlock the third and final DLC, which is a bunch of super boss fights. Yay! We might not do that DLC.
My scouts tell me that you sail from Oriokoiki. Do the Wahaki pay the crown obeisance in whatever eccentric form suits them?
You can look forward to the Wahiki support when the need
You have
arises.
united the Huana with our missing limb. Prayer and the wisdom of Kohopa will help steer my next course. I will speak freely, Herald of Bareth.
Why do you put up with the trading companies?
Because we are the shrub in the shadow of an old growth. Even the gods may protest, but this city blooms from the wealth of foreigners. Aruihi would have me force them back to their ships. I say it is better to feed my allies under a single roof.
Let's see. You keep interesting pets.
Fine beasts, are they not? gifts from the Wapua, a tribe of proud animal trainers. I named them Kohopa and Tangaloa, which makes the priests very unhappy. Aruihi thinks I should feed my enemies to them alive and screaming. Ikira, I have given it thought.
You've been in my head since we first met.
Ah, Akira, but listen how the Watcher flatters me. I cannot plant a seed in untilled soil. Akira, I want for there to be trust between us. The trading companies send spies to every corner of the mountain. I say there are places they cannot go.
I understand, Your Highness.
But you did not climb all the way up the mountain to pay compliments, I say.
I wish to discuss the Wana.
We are the stewards of the Deadfire. Our ancestors made this pact with the goddess Nagati long before Ukaizo, before the island vanished.
You mentioned a pact with Nagati.
The one which taught us to shape water. It is said that Nagati bound her 4 guardians to protect the islands, the Adra, the seas, and the tribes. In return, she gifted them the forms of water shaping. For so long as our promise is kept, the goddess gives us dominion over water.
How long have the Wana been here?
How long does coral grow? It is said the tribes assembled when Kohopa took his first mouthful of Amira's hatchling, and we will be here until the sea rises above our heads.
Okay.
Speak on. A friend of the crown should be well informed, I say.
And tell me about Nekataka.
Nekataka is older than our memory. We found the great city in ruins, and the Kahanga have spent generations replacing every cracked stone.
Who built this place?
The Huana, of course. The mark of our ancestors runs deep. Walls and districts are not how we would build a city today, but this place has echoes of the past. And our future, I say, if we can but reach to grasp it.
But are you really grasping at it? This is a Huana city, but the trading companies are both represented here. Well, that was a long answer.
The Valians were very forthright in their desire to carve out a permanent outpost, I say. When cannon shot echoed across the seas, the crown opened negotiations with Rawatai's armada, a healthier alternative to war. My brother thinks I am too lenient with our visitors. I say I will accept even this uneasy balance. First, a question of my own. This city is not how the tribes would live. Walls stand between neighbors, and the beach is too far to walk comfortably. There are angles of this city I cannot see from my garden. What place has Nekataka in the great pattern of the Deadfire?
Nekataka is the future, a path ahead for the Wana.
My ancestors were inclined to agree. Akira, my thanks for your perspective. I say you give me much to consider.
Okay, so that's the last of the quests there. It's literally just bounties for the Huana. And we haven't finished any of the Principi, Huana, any of that. That will be happening after Mogren's Teeth. So literally all we have left is bounty and main quest. We have to take the long way down. Hi ho, hi ho. I think that's an exit, yes. Onwards and outwards. And I will be very happy. I think, if I remember correctly, there is an event here that's kind of like the event in... I remember the name of the city from the first game, where everything goes to shit and then you come back here. I don't know if it's possible to complete all of the faction quests in one go. Literally leave by sea. Because we have nothing left to do here. As far as side quests that I'm aware of. Leave by sea, accept. And we could come back and buy stuff if we want to. I'm not caring too much about it. We can come back if we want to min-max stuff. And I am currently considering what kind of under-desk exercise thing to buy, for those of you that are curious. So I can keep my... Because sometimes you'll hear my voice. I don't know if I can make it actually more apparent, but if you can hear in my voice like right now, you might hear like a little bit of mild vibrato. That's me bouncing my leg to try and keep it moving. And I do that like once every half hour or so. I do it for a few minutes. Oh, they already left. Okay. That's weird. We're looking for... What's his name? O'Haro. Where is O'Haro hiding? There he is. Boop. Onwards. Just take care of all the named guys and we're fine. But yeah, I do that so that I don't get up like muscle cramps. It reduces the amount of those that I get. It keeps the blood flowing in my feet a little bit. All that fun stuff. Got to think about this whenever you're streaming and spending a lot of time writing. But I'm debating between a pedal thing for underneath my sitting desk or going full tilt on the standing desk and actually getting one of those little treadmills. It's the under one pedal thing is a lot cheaper and a lot more what I'm thinking of. If I go for a walking one, I might end up maybe going with possibly something like super cheap or maybe even just something that isn't necessarily designed for it, but secondhand one of those little VR walking things. If I can find one for cheap. If you know what I'm talking about, cool. If you don't, understandable. It's a bit of an esoteric thing. And I don't know why we're getting occasional like hitches on the game. We've been getting them off and on with different sessions. It's just one of those things. It happens whenever a game has been showing its age. You tend to have bugs creep in as operating systems update, while the game itself does not. When does this drop? Way down there. So I think what we want to do is... we'll just shoot people. Why not? Wow, you did not do much. Did we actually get any... oh, we do have Guardian out here. This is a Paladin Chanter. He's probably going to be damn near immortal. So we could just let him run up there and do that. He's got 2 flails right now. Yidwin? Go ahead and get started on this nonsense. I want them to all kind of gather up in one spot so I can just AoE them. Pretty sure they all want Eldrin starting out, though. So we can kind of just send whoever we want up there. Oh, no. That one's after her. Sweet. So we got a bunch up here. We got a bunch over here. We could do the claws and rake across there. That's a ranger. And no, they really won't do much damage to us. Okay, so here's claw number 1. We might not get that many of them, but the ones that already moved should die from it. And those I don't think can fly across the gap, which is really weird considering it is literally flying enemy. It's because summons have trouble jumping across. Eldrin, you do have your stuff available. Where is that one going to hit? There? It just start going that way. No, that almost gets him. I probably should have been a little bit further down. Marius, go ahead and start taking this guy out. And then we can do an AoE up there to nuke them. Bernie McBurney face. Yeah, AI chanters don't do anything. They're pretty well useless at it. Are you really? Please do not. Okay, I was about to say, if he hops across there, it's gonna be stupid. We've still got what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 in the AoE of this. So that's fine. In fact, we could probably... No, we can't shove. So you come up here and... Nope, keep going. There you go. Sailor, I think, is going to be the first pick. And it looks like we just, I think, killed how many people with that? So the rogue died. Killed a sailor, a hero, and a rogue. The rogue just didn't die. We would have gotten a crit on that first swing against the rogue. We would have actually had that chain into 4. I don't know what the max chain for it is. Don't know if there even is one. Damn bird. Okay, Eldrin, go ahead and send him back into the... Ooh, yes. In turn, Ted... Ted and Fred are just around. They're ghost elk. What are you going to do? Oh, for God's sake. Why does... I don't know why the AI can't figure out, hey, there's an AoE coming through. Maybe you shouldn't hop into it, but... To each their own. There's another one shattered. Surprisingly did not kill the Gunhawk. Is that a graze on the Gunhawk? Yeah, it only grazed the Gunhawk. That is abnormal. You rolled an 11 though, so I guess that's a thing. Okay, you go for bounding meteors on the Ranger. Not that they'll survive long enough for that to really matter, but it's there. Oh. So the actual hawk just dies when he goes down. I was not expecting that. I was expecting it to be a situation of summon and then the summoning weakness due to being separated from your friend. Oh, here comes skeletons. Supposedly the skeletons are really good. Okay. You just keep shooting the fighter. And here comes the nuke. This should kill a good chunk of them. Yep, all but one, which is the Ranger at 1 life. Okay, bit. He didn't even get a chance to roll for, you know, survival. Yeah, those skeletons, not going to get into the fight, but they are fun. Watery double. Cool. They really don't position their summons. It's literally just like, I'm going to summon right next to myself. There's literally one guy left, and we're just waiting for a turn for someone who can get close enough to kill him. Is the paladin going to actually do a swing? No. Why did he unequip his weapons? We're literally just chilling here. There's nothing I can do. Until it gets to a turn of somebody that can attack. There's the watery double. Okay, can you get into range to just kill off this fighter finally? Nope. I don't think Fred can either. There's just too much stuff right there. Okay, Yidwin. Do the job. Thank you. That's another one that bites the dust. We got morale from that, oddly enough. I don't know why. That was just a bounty. I should probably check what the other bounty from the Juana is and just do it. Let's go look. That'll be that window. Juana bounties. Okay, so O'Haro, and then it's Rafik the Redbeard. Captain of the Zhao Siren Song. There's a bounty claim to exchange, blah. Waters south of Crookspur Island and east of Dunnage. So we are looking for... So there's Dunnage. Where is he? Does he not spawn? That's Thanic. There's Annie's the Many Eyes. Yeah, I'm not seeing any named ones in there. Yeah, south of Crookspur and east of Dunnage. South of Crookspur, there's Dunnage, so it'd be in here. So there's just, it's not spawning. So we literally have to just drag ourselves back there. Turn it in. We could take out some of these Principi if we needed money or XP or anything, but it's kind of pointless at this stage of the game unless we need those resources. And if I really did that, I'd just do it between streams. Yeah, I think we might end up having a short stream today anyway. But I do want to get through at least the next stage of the main story so we can kind of resolve a bunch of the nonsense. There's Thanic. We will eventually go after Anis of the Many Eyes. I don't know what their story is or why they're there. In fact, I could go look up that while I'm here too. Anis of the Many Eyes. Pillars. The Valiant trading captain, and there is no story about it. She looks like a character from BG2, though. we can murk her if we really need to. It's not a big deal. Doesn't seem like she's tied to any quests, so that makes life a little bit easier. There, now I can have that open so I can see what's going on. Okay, so Serpent's Crown. Anga Palace rooftop. Might encounter something along the way. Doubt it. I'm just having a chill day here. I have to finish writing. I've got Divinity Original Sin's 1 script. About 2/3 of the way written. I was going through and converting the notes into that. I still need to do the editing for it. And that will clear up probably, I want to say like 600 gigs of space, which is a whole other game that I can cover.
The belly of the great eel roars, Akira, and the seas grow quiet while Tangaloa grows fat on outsider meat.
What bounties
the
do you have?
great eel swims toward Rafik, the Redbeard, but the Principe captain outpaces even the gods. Rafik sinks Juana's ships for joy and plunder. This cannot stand.
Oh, we already dealt with him.
Tangaloa relishes any good meal. But I say justice makes for a savory dish. You served up a mighty feast, and the great eel's belly swells. For a time. Until it hungers again, Barati's work is done.
So that is everything. All the bounties. It is literally just he waits in fire. That is 100 hours in, and we're going to chapter 2. I know, that's tacky, but that's where we're at. I wanted to do all the side quests like we did with the first game. I'm sad that we missed a character in the first game, but que sera, doesn't really matter. So we exit, and yeah, that's straight up to Magrin's teeth. Magrin's teeth. I was actually expecting this to take a little bit longer, so we might get further in by sea. I don't think most of the things we're going to run into are going to be that threatening. The order that you're intended to do these in is you're supposed to go to Magrin's teeth and be doing these other quests still. We're level 20. We're already max level. Anything we run into is going to be below our level, except for the mega bosses. So into the Ashen Maw. That's where we need to end up going. So we will probably fight this ship along the way. Probably not going to bother with the plague ship. We've already cleared out everything around here. Although we had something with Junvik. Was it quest items? Oh, that's Drowned Barrows. Okay. Illustrations of squat huts in the name of the Junvik village stand out with prominence. The northern coast, however, is adorned with the scribbleness of a skull. Spidery lettering encircles the landmass to spell out the name Drowned Barrows. Merely holding the parchment fills you with a sense of dread. When you run your thumb over the skull, the pulse quickens like the beating of a drum. We might go up there, but I think that's just a hint at the quest that we already did. I think it's a hint at the giant imp guy that we had kind of a hard time fighting. Funnily enough. He was a tough nugget to crack. But we don't really have much else left up here. We didn't do... Yeah, we didn't do this stuff. We'll come back for it in a moment. Because I think that's stuff that we were under-leveled for. If we did it, I don't remember it. I think we actually we skipped off on it. And this guy's gonna come fight us. Come on, fight me. Oh. He just disappeared. Can you fight us? There we go. I don't know why it was just bouncing him around. I think he despawned and respawned as part of his little order of things. What is with your... Oh, God. think there is a visual glitch. Graphics. Go to medium. Apply. Nope, it's still doing that. Well, we just won't look down there. Yeah, I've been running across more and more little oddities as we've been going further in. I really do want to figure out what is going on with that. Okay, so you do need to actually do some decent fighting here. So I will go with the brambles. Yidwin, go ahead and come up here. Start dealing with these idiots. I think we all have to go across the wooden platforms here. Jeez. Almost one-shot his ass. Okay, as far as spells go, that goes into the middle of them, which kind of sucks. This is still in the middle of them. Do we have anything fast enough to get out before? Yes, we have that. So, bounding missiles it is. I think that might have something to do with her equipment, because I'm using equipment that I haven't actually tried before. Okay, so we have Bramble going in there. Bramble out to that, so we do want to go there, I think. And go for just a Drake. Because you're not going to be able to do anything unless you can actually stabbity stab. These guys are fire immune. He's using fire to attack. And yes, he doesn't even have fine equipment. He literally has just base pistols. So, do with that what you will. Okay, so you dash to in between them. And slam. Which almost takes out the raider, but isn't quite enough. If you would have gotten a crit on the first swing on that raider, it would have chained all three. I'm waiting to see whenever we have just a mega chain from that nonsense. God, I hate that flickering. There they go. Oh no, a grace. Whatever will I do? Here's a dragon for you. A baby dragon, but still a dragon. And a blunk. So brutal. You have a problem with fighting giants? Nope. They could be giants. Instead, they're not. They're dead. Arius. Oh. Why are you... You unable to move? You're hobbled. Should still be able to move, though. Okay, I guess you're just staying there. There's another one down. Joti. Take him out. Or kind of whiff. Bloop. Yeah, we're strong enough that we don't have anything to worry about here. And no, my characters are not optimized to do the higher difficulties, like I forget what the term for it is, the highest difficulty in here. You generally have to build characters around it, so I would not recommend it for your first run. Take all and continue, and ignore the flashing lights. That might have also been due to her skin, because I noticed it didn't look like she was actually the skin that I assigned to her. She was a nature godlike. F5. Into the Ashen Maw we go. Then we'll go deal with those things on the east. Thick smoke, black as death, plumes from the peak of a rumbling volcano. The largest in the chain of mountains that makes up Mogren's Teeth, a serrated fissure gapes in the mountainside. Deep and dark, but intermittently lit by red-hot glow. The cavernous opening is too narrow for the Junkian to sail through. The skiff sways tumultuously in the superheated water the closer you row to the cave's cracked opening. Lava burbles down the mountainside, scorching rivers that disappear into the dark blue sea. Inside the rock face, the sound of churning magma grows louder, and the air warms around you, beating sweat along your brow. Oh no, we're into Mogren's Teeth. Let's go play in a volcano, kids. Please don't. Okay, as far as the map goes, that is something we can look at.
This where Gone stormed through? At least the docks are still intact.
Though ashen, the skin of this dead giant remains hot to the touch. Okay, I guess we can't steal from it then. Watch this just be a cakewalk. That'd be hilarious to me.
Well, no welcome's better than a bad one.
True. Burned remains of these prisoners wear the tatters of sailors' garb. Okay, so they were basically giant prisoners. And there's our guy. There's our dude. The statue that done punched our castle. Seriously, angry troll. Hello, YouTube comments. It's Grog! You have resolve and destroy when knocked unconscious, cannot engage enemies. Immune to engagement. Not sure what that is. Does that mean that guy is destroyed whenever? What? I don't know. A consumable. Pet. Ooh, Rothen Vanguard. Hello. Slumped against the stones of the bridge, a giant clutches at his bashed-in chest. It's a mess of sinew and blackened iron bones, fiery blood flickering between his splayed fingers. Thickly rasping for breath, the warrior lifts his heated gaze to your face.
Extinguished or crushed, us all, Defiler.
You're a fire giant, an elemental servant of Mogren's, aren't you?
You are not mistaken. I am but one of Mogren's elite champions, birthed from her flames, soon reunited in glory.
What happened to you?
Damned Reaper of Souls and God of Lies, Mogren's most foul enemy.
I need to get to Aethys.
Servants of the Defiler God, damn you.
We will mercy kill you. Administration of poison, drink this and rest easy. We've lost a rune powder, a sapphire, a primal water, and a reagent. Closes his ember-hot eyes, a relieved sigh rushing from his chest as he brew up and then tip a vial of poison to his lips. The icy, slushy mixture takes effect immediately, dousing his flames with a sweep of hoarfrost through his veins. It leaves his face cold and ashen
That was
and
worth
dead.
doing, even if we got nothing in return.
And she takes a soul. Why? Because she can. So off to the Sentinel Wall. We're about to encounter Aethys. It's going to be an adventure. This is not the final encounter with
At
him.
least this means they're all dead, right?
This is not the final encounter with him like this. I think the actual final encounter of the entire thing is in a fortress, but it is, if memory serves, just Ingwithian style. Hello.
Kith trespasses in the goddess's maw? But how?
Incensed, the giant warrior hulks. Her thick muscles twitch, red markings glow hotly against her ashen
You
skin.
must seek to follow in your defiler god's footsteps. You will not, for I will smite you where you stand.
But a second giant slams the haft of his iron staff into the warrior's hard-muscled stomach, abruptly halting her attack.
Sega! I would speak to this filthy minion of the wretched god Aethys before you char his bones to dust.
He stole a piece of my soul, and I intend to get it back.
Ha! You think to confront an embodied god? Then you are either powerful beyond comprehension, or as much a fool. Yet you imply you do not serve him.
The first giant's grip turns white-knuckled on the hilt of her sword. Her muscles strain and the metal quivers in her hand.
Rakir, move! We cannot allow these intruders to live.
Aethys has consumed your warrior's very souls, but I've faced him before and am still standing. Shoulders taut with tension, the warrior eyes the strewn corpses of his fellow Rothan at arms. They lie dried like husks, siphoned of their souls. He places a hand out to hold the warrior back. He studies you
would
intently.
face us in battle rather than flee? I like your mettle. Kithu does not cower before Margren's greatest warriors. We have not yet defeated the embodied god, but that does not mean we won't. The Jotiger is readying another assault from within the Jagged Keep as we speak.
The Jotiger, and it says Bathor there.
I will permit you to scamper closer to God's face, if you believe you can survive. Scurry deeper into the maw, but know that my brethren may squash you.
How can I reach Aethys?
All who neared the intruder god were gutted until extinguished. You think your soul could last even half so long as Rathun's?
Maybe the Kifs will last longer. Only Margren's shrine without Jagged Keep can lead you to the Defiler God. Kith, if Margren wishes you to face him, surely she will fire the way.
I worry Margren plans to erupt this volcano. If you stay, you'll die.
Our duty is foremost to Margren. We guard the maw to its fiery end.
You plan to attack Aethys?
First, we recover the wounded and their weapons, drag them into the Jagged Keep, and then we will kill a god.
Well, cool.
Help me
They will kill a god!
This time, gentle your grip.
It can't be helped, Rakir. These fallen are brittle.
Yes, they are, because they're basically statue-y things. I'm going to let that wear out a little bit, and then we're going to take this. Oh, it's garbage! Whatever will we do? Oh, they've got resources. And I wager this is just a mundane weapon. It's exceptional plate armor. That would sell for a little bit. Not impressed by it. We need more uniques and stuff. The magic and find and stuff like that is just
concerned about that?
Ain't the volcanoes in Mogren's Teeth supposed to be inactive? I got a bad feeling this one's waking up.
Well, we just saw, like, Aethys' ass right there. So let's go ahead and take their primal flames. Map-wise... yeah, we have Jagged Keep and Lair of the Ancient. I'm not sure which way we go. I'll search for Rothun's fortress, the Jagged Keep. So that is progress, so we actually want to go after this one first. The Lair of the Ancient.
They're with gone now.
Yeah, not because they wanted to. Oh no, flame bats, whatever will we do? Oh, they've got an actual friend. Not that I particularly care. Oh, they survived. Cute. Okay, get up to you. And show you what for. Okay, so I'm not sure which one we are supposed to probably mark first. Yeah, we can only get through the Drake. I'm going to go ahead and aim it for the Flame Bat. And maybe we can kind of keep them in place and just let that bounce around between them. No knockback. Interesting. I was expecting that to knock him back into the rest of the group over there. So that meteor of joy would cause a little bit more pain. Okay, so that should kill the imp. Well, flame bat. I'm calling it imp. It just looks like another imp. But yeah, that should kill the two of... No, it didn't kill the little flame bat. Intriguing. This sucks. Marius, kill this. I am actually surprised that things here are as durable as they are. Run on up and do your spiky bits. And Yidwin, take out the Drake. Let's just go ahead and just pin these guys in so we can get over to this other spot. Eldrin, attack? And you are immune to something, probably to the fire damage on the sword. As you are over a certain amount of durability. And they are, yeah, immune to fire. So we need some kind of ice damage. Where would we get that at? I don't know where we would get ice damage at. You know, like maybe the skill that we already have available that is notably ice damagey. Aw, nobody nearby. For shame. And piercing. Oh, wow. Yeah, these are a lot more durable than I would expect fire bats to be. I mean, even in StarCraft, fire bats aren't that durable. Sounds like it's actually about to storm again. That would be bad. I thought it had passed for the day. Okay, so we're going to take your loot. Deep gashes mar this Rathoon's armor and flesh. We'll save. That door is open. Let's go this way first. Yeah, it is definitely raining. If I start hearing thunder, I'm going to have to cut it off. I don't need my computer exploding. I've already had that issue here the past couple of times we've tried to, well, record during storms or stream during them, where the power flickers just enough to cause my computer to go special. Where's the third guy at? All the way up there. Okay. Okay, so it's magma oozes. I think we'll just go ahead and take on the Flame Blight. And turn. You have any good spells you can cast out on it? Magma oozes go last? Sure, pelt him with the fire of ungodly amounts of doom. The rest of us will just go up after this. Really am surprised the magma slimes are that slow. Usually, yeah, they are slow, but they're usually able to at least get a turn before we get off our first big spell. There's one magma bastard down. Bonk. I think they do fire damage when they explode, and whenever they die, but it's not going to be that big of a deal. We will survive it, and we will probably kill them before they get, a proper turn. 7 to 9 damage. Oh no! Whatever will I do? Magic missile. Oh, and it squeaks. Ugh. Ah. That's the noise it made. Mildly irritating. Bonk. And dead. Yeah, the camera fights me a little bit. I think we have things that come out of the lava. Might be on the way back. Addendum added. He waits in fire.
All right, that one felt more serious. This does not... I'm good.
Why do I feel like this is actually progress forward? We're not going to be able to go to the other area.
Faye, 'tis a right foul stench.
This place smells and feels like hell, and the stories Uncle Angbert used to tell me to make me behave as a child.
A haze of soul essence sifts up like smoke from the corpse of a scored with heavy claw marks. Oddly, no blood pools beneath the body. The wounds have been cauterized. Odd to the touch, the essence of slowly wafts through your fingers. Then you're tumbling down into the feverishly sensation of a soul red. You are a great champion, a Goliath among giants, your chest tight with pride, and now something darker, a strange dread. It flickers inside of you like the fires of a waking forge, because you know you too are soon to be tempered as you stare down upon the distant god, the defiler of your brothers and sisters died to defeat, but could not, who now gluts on the Audra spire, striking plans against Mogren. The iron chains that suspend the bridge beneath your feet drip blood and sweat, weeping. The maw spans below, battered by the invader, the jagged keep now ever more apt in name. He cut a path to the spire and could not be stopped. He drank deeply from so many of you. The Breathis watches beside you. She is fierce and will know what to do. She can hear Mogren within the flames. Without further delay, she hastens into the dragon's lair. She will call the beast, and it will ride with you into the assault. Inside, the cavern is dark and simmering. The Brenthis rushes ahead of you, despite your barked warning. Something is wrong. The heat roils against your skin, a whisper of death, dangerous rather than comforting. The Defiler god has riled the dragon. The Brenthis raises her torque high, as if to collar the dragon, the light of it sheening her helm in the darkness. She is thundering. The time has come. Jada, submit to Mogren's will! And the walls crumble from a sudden earthquake. No, from the beast's laughter. A shadow looms to your left, then scalding claws punch through your skin. Oh, look! The dragon said no.
Rest now, warrior. Your soul is safe with me.
Aw. Oh, we got loot there. Is just some Juana stuff. There's another soul. Probably the dragon. Hello. Nice meeting you.
If that ain't a creature born in my nightmares, I don't know what is.
A creature of smoke and scales, embers and talons looms up from the darkness. Her back and ribs gleam luridly. Red is the lake of fire that laps at her feet. She hisses, the sound like rocks grating together in her throat. And though her peeled back lips form no words, you understand.
Who comes now to stoke the flames of chaos further? Have I not yet feasted enough? I suppose I can make room for another.
No, that can't be healthy.
Just realized how lucky we are to have never run across a sewer dragon.
A dry laugh cackles from the dragon's thick-scaled throat. Happen to be in the market for one. Come, let us make a trade. The Rothan summoned you, so you attacked them?
We struck a deal. Eons ago. I did with a wily Brenthis. It's true these Rathun fed me exquisitely for so long. But today, they sought my wings like a firestorm to battle. My fangs like hot spears to pierce a god. I am the heart of the fire. I cannot be controlled. Not by a giant's weak will, and not by a sputtering trinket.
What was the nature of the deal you struck with them?
The Rathun would pay their tributes of flesh and blood, fire and gold. And I, when called upon, would fight fiercely at their side. That arrogant priestess thought to ride me, the magma that fires the mountain. She sought to command me. So I consumed her. The Rathun forged their deal when I was but a hatchling. Now no one controls me. And I would never fight a god for fools.
That's awfully cold-blooded for a creature made of fire.
You are a creature most amusing. Perhaps I shall yet allow you to live.
Malgrim would do anything to stop Aethys. If she erupts the volcano, you'll be destroyed along with it.
Should I believe the wretched words of a trespasser in my den? Even were it so, the fire feeds me. It can cause me no harm.
Stubborn creature, your obstinance would see you dead. Allow mine to see you live.
I suppose I slumbered for ages and felt restless for longer. It shall be good to stretch my wings, to hunt. I fly.
Oh, where's she going? Bye. I think I fought her on my first playthrough. Oh, and we just got Dragon's Bane, which I think is dealing with all the dragons in the place. Okay. Action crooked features clutch a still flaming torque, grasping the relic tightly even in death, pry the torque from their hand. Which is just a torque that was made for that, and reach for the soul. Rather than falling face forward into a vision of the Rathun's final memory, her last thoughts scream through your mind a jumble of disjointed words and disbelief.
I am burning! I am burning! I am burning! And it is not in pleasure, not for Mother Margaret. I should have listened when she said nothing. But I was willing to die to reach the Everflame, to sacrifice them and everything to ash, to vanquish the Defiler. And I am burning, but not in the flame. Not with honor and eternity, but for a moment. I am disgraced. Who will lay the torque before the Mother to fire the way? Who is left? Who will guard the sacred spire, the Mother's mind? Who will descend the shrine to the Defiler's god's face? Not these hands that are ashes sifting on a breath that is a last sigh of a wretchedly snuffed life. Not me and mine. Now she who was blackened and befouled and forsaken by the flames, forsaken by Margran.
With her final flicker, the last swift and violent shuddering, the soul dims and disintegrates.
Rest easy now, priestess. I'll harvest your soul and your torment too.
Whale. Let's go ahead and loot all your stuff. Ooh, we got a unique item. Hold. That is Aldra's Blade of Captain Crow. Health on a critical hit and pretty okay stats. Does some shock damage. And we have a stalking cloak, which is perception stealth, damage from weapons made while in stealth, and accuracy to weapons attacks made from stealth, but attacks made from stealth stun target. Okay, so if you're stealthed up and stabby, it can work out. But the amount of times we actually get that to happen is pretty much nil. Kind of unfortunate. The coffee, it does nothing. I am caffeinated right now. It has not helped the headache. But we do want to get through this part. Goodness gracious. Yeah, he'll stay there until... I like that he's been here for, what, months, literally, at this point? Of in-game time? He's very patient, and he's very slow at draining the life of that. Oh, is he gonna talk to us?
You spend your whole life thinking you're a giant. And one day that fella shows up at your fortress.
That was awfully profound.
He sometimes is profound. Don't discount Eater entirely. He likes to pet the dogs. And the deadly creatures. That are not even dog-shaped. He is the living embodiment, if not friend, why friend-shaped, and it's literally just Satan. Peeked at spotting you, the strapping warrior slams her shield against the floor, rattling the stones beneath your feet.
Scurriers in my keep, make ready to be crushed, vermin of Eothas!
I recovered this from your fallen Brenthis.
You felled her? And her dragon?
No, it was the dragon who killed her, not me.
Then the Bathor will decide your fate. He awaits at the back of the keep.
Oh, so we don't actually have to fight with them. Whoa. Twitch, you breaking? Twitch? That's very odd. Go ahead and I need to check something real quick because it looks like everything just broke on Twitch. No, it's still going. Why did that preview just completely bork itself? Okay, whatever. If something goes wrong on Twitch, I'm counting on you guys to tell me. Yeah, the little preview for it has completely gone solid white, which just flashbanged me, which is extremely irritating. Okay, just superb flail. We're just venturing around looking for kind of trouble. Yeah, this feels like an alternate route into the end. Because I think the end is up here, is it not? A rock slide has collapsed a section of the keep. Okie dokie. A sacrifice to the goddess is the noblest of deaths. Malgren will honor his soul. Are you going to die on that trap? Please don't. And we got Flamethrower's Gloves, Explosives, Dexterity, Arcana, and all Evocation power levels. Ooh. I think Evocation is a keyword for mages. So if we open your spell book... Yeah, it is a keyword for mages. So what gloves do you have? You have Resistance to Dexterity Afflictions. I think these might be better. There you go, friend. That was worth it. We're just lockpicking everything. It's like, nah, we don't care. Okay, so those are Rothan Raiders. There's a greater... Oh, the Flameblight does not care. So they are not hostile to us. That's a plus. So I think progress is going to be up that way.
We aren't going to fight them all at once. Better yet, what if we didn't fight them at all?
I would like not to have to fight them, because it feels a little superfluous at this point. They don't even give good loot, so it's really one of those situations of, why would I bother? Unless there is a lore reason for us to do it, there is no reason for me to go after them like that. Okay, so there's a fanatic, a raider. They don't care that we're looting stuff either. There's a key. I doubt we'll need to lockpick anymore. And I am still wanting to get some XP, by the way. Just for the sake of... Okay, that is lootable there as well. Just for the sake of getting our level 19 characters up to 20. Yeah, I really, really wish I knew what was up with that Twitch preview. I pop it back out and pop it back in. Okay. And then we go ahead and open the dockables. Pop that back open. And it's no longer borked. Sweet. Although it has completely botched up my overlays. I want you on the left-hand side of that. There you go, buds. I have a few different settings set up so I can actually see them all at once. And whenever it breaks like that, it breaks everything. It wouldn't be streaming without Scuff. They both start with S. It's very important. And sorry if you hear the little whoop of the water bottle. For some reason, I'm really bad about that with this one. There we go. Yes, I am having to manage Scuff while also playing the game. That's why we keep pausing. Because it pauses when I alt-tab. I don't know what we just grabbed. Okay, so that summons magma oozes. That might be good in place of... We have ice there. I think we might do that instead of the shade, or do we do it instead of the Audra Animat? Yeah, none of them really have the stuff that... I mean, you are probably the most important one to swap it out for. But no, I think we might use it later if we end up in a frost area. But we're not in a frost area right now. We've already done the frost area.
Supposing this volcano blows, what are the odds any of us but Gone survives it?
We should move quickly.
Hello.
Kith, how is it you have come to be here? Nay, it is of little matter.
I'm not here to fight you.
Your words hold no weight, Kith. Rathun decide their own battles.
There is no reason for us to fight when we can aid each other instead.
I concede to your point. For the time being, Aethys deserves death, not words. The Defiler God has brought war to Ashen Moor in revenge against Margaret and her Rathun. What is your relation to Aethys, if not to act with him against Margaret?
Aethys stole part of my soul. I need it back.
Then you two have cause against Aethys, as we do. We are prepared to assault Aethys at the base of the moor.
Your assault is going to fail. You are trying to fight a god with just basic metal weapons.
The shrine will lower us to the sacred Ardra pillar, where the embodied god now gluts himself.
Let me go through. I'll speak with Aethys and convince him to leave this place.
Even if I believed you, I cannot do such a thing. We guard the sacred depths of the maw. None may freely enter. Thus the shrine lies dormant, locked without the talk of Bethacton, our high priestess. The Brenthis is the talk's rightful bearer, but she has yet to return to the keep.
I found your Brenthis. She's dead.
And it is as I feared, and as I felt. Her flames have been extinguished. I do not share the Brenthis' ability to commune with Margaret, but I must believe the goddess would will us to fight. We must make a final stand.
I have the torque.
I heard shouts of your triumph preceding you. It would seem you are unparalleled among your kind. And mine. What became of the ancient? Jorda Fairless? Triumph will be nigh impossible without her.
What makes you think something happened to her?
Oh, who needs some old lizard anyway?
Ward tilts his head as if considering the true meaning of your companion's reaction. Growing distrustful, he tightens his grip on his
You
mace.
will answer me, Kith, without trickery or lies.
The dragon has forsaken you.
Indeed. I feared the worst when the Brenthis failed to return with the beast. We've no choice. Despite the odds, we'll attack without either's strength. If this is to be our last stand, we must prepare ourselves, either for victory or for sacrifice. Lest Margaret forsake us for our failures. You've earned the right to Fire Shrine, with the talk of the Other Flame. But we cannot join you as yet in facing the Defiler.
Oh, you're not gonna... You're afraid. Okay, good.
What a hateful goddess.
Kith.
If you assault Yothis, will be slaughtered.
To die for Margaret is the greatest honor. We live only to protect the goddess and to serve her will, Kith.
Kith. I found myself in another game, Divinity Original Sin 2, referring to people as Kith. That is how long I have been playing Deadfire now. 100-something hours into it. You stand before the shrine of Mogren, goddess of flame and war. Lifting your eyes, fiery motes begin to streak across your vision as you stare into the imposing cast of her likeness. For the span of a single breath, everything falls eerily silent. The Rathoon behind you fade away, flames to either side of you flicker higher, dancing without sound, but the heat is real, licking at your skin. Then metal groans as Mogren's statue bends her head to you in greeting.
Watcher, the time does not allow for niceties. Even now, Aethys gains strength from the spire. What progress have you to report?
I haven't yet spoken to Aethys.
Make haste, should you wish to distract our enemy during my preparation for war. Though now, maybe a revised directive would be wise. Presently, I shall erupt this volcano, and with it, consume Aethys. I suggest you retreat if you at all value your mortal form.
I need more time to reach Aethys.
I can give you only the moments more it takes me to fully fire the depths of this maw. After that, I will not stay the assault. Even for you. Fare thee on, Watcher. My condolences, should you die.
The avatar of the goddess flashes over the imposing statue before you. As the image fades, her absence leaves the shrine cold and deathly silent. Interact with the shrine. Statue of Mogren towers above you, bloodied and battle-ready. The goddess clutches both sword and shield. At the base of the statue, a rectangular iron-slatted altar rests between the two unlit braziers. The slatted top of the altar has been hammered silver water smooth, except for a single circular groove, notched deep into the center of the slab. Charred bits of metal, leather, and bones are piled in the interior of the circular groove. The remains of prior offerings to the goddess place the torque. The braziers on either side of the altar flare to life, red-hot flames shooting high before settling into the steadier, softer burn within the bowls. Lava eddies beneath the iron grating on the floor, heating the soles of your feet, while the statue herself seems to wake, metal groaning, rasping as the shrine moves. Oh, and they're leaving. Okay. Bye, guys! This elevator going down. Statue of Mogren towers above you, eyes flaming, fists gripping at her instruments of war. At the base of the statue, a rectangular iron-slatted altar rests between two blazing braziers. In the center of the altar, the torch of Bithrekin brightly burns, an offering to Magrin. Descend into the depths! With a squeal of metal against metal, the entire floor drops, a stomach lurching 5 feet, chains clang like the toll of a bell as they catch, pounding against the time-worn gears. Then the shrine begins to steadily lowering into the maw. As the shrine cranks lower into the maw, Aethys' colossal Adra-carved dome, neck, and shoulders slowly emerge into view. This close, the god rises up like a mountain, larger than you ever remember having seen him. Energy vibrates from his massive body, and a cacophony of mutterings and shouts from the souls of whirling within it slams into you, nearly knocking you from your feet. Although we kind of already did know how tall he was, he's like 15 floors tall, which is a small skyscraper or just a tall, normal building. Speak with Aethys. Map-wise, I don't think there's too much to do here besides talk to him. Hello.
You're certain he wanted us all to come?
Have you ever seen anything so awe-inspiring? Behold the power of my god.
Hello.
Watcher, I wasn't sure you'd make it. But there is enough of you in me to grasp that you had a better chance than most. Some would say it's because you have a strong soul. Great deeds come easily to one so spiritually blessed. Or have you become great because of what has been thrust upon you? Watcher of Cadnua, Herald of Berith, Hound of Aethys.
Oh my god. You're really, this can't.
I see you, Shoti. I am glad that we could meet, even if it is under quite unpleasant circumstances.
This is really happening, right? Gon, your humble priestess is before you. Please, tell me what you require of me. How do I save more lost souls than I can carry in one lifetime?
I know that you have undertaken a noble mission, but I will tell you what I told the Watcher. You need not fear for the lost souls of this world. As for you, Watcher, why is it you believe you have made it this far?
Good fortune and good people have carried me the whole way. I'd be nothing without them.
As would we all. But you have come a great distance for answers. What would you ask of me, Watcher?
That we have. And I got a request. Down here. Gon, look how full my lantern is. I've been harvesting day and night for you, my god.
Lantern rattling. Sickle gripped so tight her knuckles are white. She waves her arms over her head as she shouts.
That is the first time this kind of dialogue has gotten narrator attention.
My dear Shoti, I do not mean to diminish your presence here, but this is a question that the Watcher needs to answer. He alone was tasked with pursuing me. The gods have placed him in this fire. It is only right that we speak together now.
I need to know why you've come back.
You need to know? Or Berith? Or the gods?
After all you've done, I think every creature that lives and breathes on Eora needs to know.
And it would seem even she whose presence shakes the heart of this mountain needs to know.
Magrin is prepared to take drastic measures to stop you.
Magrin fears what I will do, just as she feared what I would do in the Deerwood. But this time, there is no power on Eora or in all of hell to stop me. Understand that what I'm saying is neither a boast nor a challenge. It is the clearest statement of truth I can give you. Give Berith, in the hopes of dissuading you from taking actions that may harm others.
What is it you're going to do?
Force gods and mortals alike to open their eyes to one another. It seems my sister does not like the sound of that.
Can you be more specific? What are you trying to do?
I want to return the gods to our original purpose, and to allow mortals to worship us, or ignore us, for what we are, not what we pretend to be.
Shodi gasps sharply, for once too stunned to blurt out a response. Her eyes are wild, with too much white showing, when she glances from Aethys to you.
Whatever you're doing, there's gotta be a better way.
When I entered Widewin, I did so with the intention of illuminating the history of Anguith. I wanted to show all the nations of the Eastern Reach the machines we had used to create ourselves, how we had hidden our true nature from mortals for millennia. But even if I had succeeded, my words would have been easy to deny. Belief creates the foundation upon which a mind's reality is built. Some minds can never let go of that foundation. They would rather hold tight to the world in their mind than accept what they're being told.
So what are you doing this time that will make any difference? Or why is it so important the mortals know the gods came from the Gwythians? If that's so, what are you doing this time that will make any difference?
I have not come to speak, to convince, to plead, but to break the foundations of belief itself, to extinguish the lights that maintain the illusions we have created. We took on the mantles of gods from legends, and in so doing, made real what was false, crafted truth from fiction. The time has come for a new covenant between gods and mortals. One forged in the light of truth and understanding between our kind. I will leave this place and go to the lost city the Huana call Ukaizo. It is there that all souls pass through the machines of the gods, where all souls pass into the beyond before beginning their next life.
So onwards to Ukaizo.
When I reach that place, I will find our great machines and tear them to pieces. I will smash the great wheel until the lights of hell all gutter and die. And when my work is done, I will leave this world forever.
More destruction. You're tearing the whole world apart because you can't make peace among yourselves.
Adair, there will never be peace among mortals, so long as they are unwittingly manipulated by the gods. The divine enslavement that Woodica reveres perpetuates ignorance, chaos, and violence across the world. I only wish to destroy the darkness that surrounds the gods, that you may better see us for what we are.
Okay. Guess that's one way to get a response.
I'm surprised Magrin is reacting this way. I would have thought she would appreciate a trial of this magnitude, one that tests us all. Both gods and mortals alike rely on the wheel. We depend on it for the souls that give us power. Mortals depend on it for the lives of future generations. Breaking it will force all of us to face the truth. We will fail together or move forward together. Either ending is preferable to the cycle we still find ourselves in.
Gone, wait! Before it's too late, you gotta take the souls I harvested for you.
They are not for me to take. Shodi, you are their guardian now. You are their protector. You have taken responsibility for them, and only you can decide their fate. Once again, the gods have put you in a precarious position, Watcher. Considering all the troubles I have put you through, the least I can do is protect you from the wrath Magrin has intended for me. I must say, you've been remarkably calm in spite of all this. This next part may test you. Brace yourself, Watcher.
Guys and gals, we are literally being touched by the hand of God right now.
Despite herself, Shodi squeals. Trembling, she sways on her feet as if she might faint.
Hey, Aethys, we're not done here. You and I, we're not finished. Don't think you can just move me aside like all the rest. Maybe you can't be stopped. But on behalf of everyone you've trampled, betrayed, and ignored, I'll be coming to see you again.
Perhaps we will meet again, Adair. Until then, take care of the Watcher.
Aethys's great hand floats away from the luminous Audra pillar. As it pulls back, for a brief moment you see a golden tether flash into existence between the pillar and the great Titan's back. When the Audra fingers gently cradle you, there is first a sensation of warmth, but it is followed by a harsh splitting of consciousness. Your awareness vacillates erratically between the physical world and the spiritual dimension of Aethys's body. Your soul glides amid the many trapped with Aethys. As your brilliant form passes by them, they call and reach out for help. Below Aethys's body, the volcano erupts. Molten rock rushes over the great Audra body, but does not slow its movement. Rathun rush to higher ground, but cannot outpace the lava, which overwhelms and consumes them as it rises. Your attention returns to the heart of Aethys's body. Deep within the whirling masses of souls, you again sense your own presence, the fragment that was taken from you. This time, you reach out to it as it reaches out to you. You meet somewhere in the great mass of Audra, the rest of the souls fading at the edge of your awareness. We are together again. Are you ready to be together again?
Yes, it's about time.
Are you certain? Since we've parted, you've become someone else, and I have become myself. When we join, we won't be ourselves anymore. Your senses yank back to your body, still in Aethys's hand. There is light, sunlight. He has emerged from Ashen Maw, the rim of the volcano and the great keep of the Rathun collapsing behind him. The Audra is barely visible through the thick lava covering his body. And still, he moves. The ocean is gone, water sucked away, leaving only the bare seabed glistening in an ominous silence. You summon the strength to turn your head. Through the cracks in the great god's fingers, you see a wall of water, taller than Nekataka, taller than Aethys, as tall as the moon. It comes with the rumbling of a terrible stampede. The wave slams into Aethys. His hand closes, protecting you from the devastation. Somewhere in your mind, you hear Andra screaming. You are back inside him. Back with yourself. Are you still the same Watcher who returned the lost souls of the Deerwood to their intended bodies? A light shines within the soul as it observes you. Waiting. I am.
I am, and I will do everything I can to save these poor souls before I am done.
Good. Then this should be easy. You feel cool air, seawater. The back of your mind pulls your attention back to your body. Aethys stands amid the now calm waves. Kraken futilely clinging to his limbs as he gingerly sets down your ship with one hand. He carefully opens his other, setting your body on the deck. As your head comes to rest, your vision rocks forward, pulled back into the Audra, back to your soul. Some of us is lost to him. Fragments and the empty spaces between them. They will always be a part of him. But we are still us. And it's time for us to go. Together.
Together.
The soul rushes toward you, flying into you with ferocious speed. You are thrust back through the Audra, out of the palm of Aethys's hand, back into your body. You can feel the sensation of your skin, the warmth of the Audra, but you are not fully in control. The other soul struggles to reach the surface of the body's consciousness, but you pull it down. Entangled, you float in a dark, boundless expanse. The more you fight each other, the closer you become, until somehow, impossibly, every piece of you is touching every piece of them. Through the distant window of your eyes, you see Aethys push slowly against your ship. Though his touch is light, it is still the touch of a god. The ship lurches, rapidly tearing across the water southward. His hand pulls away from your ship's wake, his body straightening, towering overhead. The volcanic rock, now cooled and gently steaming, sloughs from his body as he moves. The Audra beneath is still immaculate, unmarred. He watches you depart, and you hear a voice in your mind as you sink deeper into the blackness of sleep.
Tell them what you have witnessed, Watcher. Tell them what is coming.
The windows of your eyes retreat into the distance. The fragment of your soul is so close to you in the darkness that you can't tell if its thoughts are separate from your own. Aethys is going to Ukaizo? He's going to stop the wheel? Aethys is going to Ukaizo. Aethys is going to Ukaizo. He's going to stop the wheel. The words repeat in your mind until they become an incessant, meaningless mantra. Involuntary meditation in the emptiness of your unconscious. When the words finally dissolve and become part of the darkness, you see a pinpoint of light. You no longer sense the other soul. No longer sense the person you were before Aethys touched you. You swim toward the light. As you come closer, the light becomes two blurry spots of radiance. You settle in behind your eyes and feel your lips already moving, mumbling. Around your body you sense familiar scents and sounds, voices raised in shock and alarm. You take control of your mouth, opening it wide and drawing a great breath.
And we survived! Of Malgren's teeth. A pounding headache drags you most of the way back to your senses. Your vision blurs and an acrid taste fills your parched mouth. The details of the room slowly come into focus, the sound of an ongoing debate, a distant echo.
Are we simply going to wait?
Are those frilled collars stuffed in your ears? If the Watcher's mumblings are right, then Aethys is marching on Ukaizo. We have to move. He's seizing power from the very gods who betrayed him, destroying the wheel to make sure they never come back. It's a coup, and we have to muster the strength to stop it.
The unraveling of Kohopa from Tangaloa is our greatest test from the gods, I say. We must live to deserve the world they make for us.
The assembled leaders turn their attention away from each other in a prolonged and thoughtful silence. Unless you feel fully present and steady on your feet, the attention of the room abruptly shifts to you, filling the void with expectant whispers. I'm fine, not that anyone asked.
You bear witness to the work of the gods. It seems they are not finished with you yet.
It seems you've been talking in your sleep about Aethys' plan to destroy the wheel. Our friends here are understandably concerned.
Join our talks, I say. Rational discussion will gust away the ominous smoke rising from Ashen Maw. The Deadfire is no stranger to cataclysm. We can survive by cleaving to a shared purpose, a greater good, Akira. For what else did the gods place us here? We who have ships and resources enough to make a difference.
Castle glances around the room at the gathered parties, his brows climb.
What we need is brass. Rawatai has ships and cannons aplenty, but the only way I'm sending them is if...
She breaks off at the boom of a door slamming open. Commotion echoes from the entrance hall. As everyone turns towards the noise, her hand strays to her gun. The sound of approaching footsteps grow in volume as Courier scrambles to the throne room. Panting and glistening with sweat, his mouth opens and closes like a fish gaping desperately for a breath.
Ships have formed the blockade around Queen's Berth. Their commander demands parley with Serpent's Crown.
What? But what about our ships? I must get a message through to the captains.
For what do our enemies paint a target on their hull? This is a stirring bid for my attention. Send word to my water shapers to drain the sea around the flagship. I would parley on better terms than this.
My queen! They fly the colors of pirates! The Principe are...
Well, what have we here?
The motley sailors who don't hold the Wana guards at bay with drawn weapons take in some of the more opulent decorations with avid interest. One pirate separates out from the fold, sauntering boldly forward.
Forgive me, lovesome, but it looks like you're having a party. A rather fine one to which you didn't invite me.
You painted vagrants are a plague on my tribes. Why should I not hang you from the walls of my garden?
You should be asking yourself how they got in here in the first place.
Oh, I do love when they squabble. But I'm here for neither pleasantries nor entertainment. We've bigger fish to fry. Or should I say gods?
A determined-looking guard inches closer to Eldest from the edge of the court. Without looking, the Principi captain swivels her pistol to aim straight at his chest.
Now everyone just calm down. I promise we won't fire on you at this time. Unless firstly provoked. That is, until whence we've safely absconded from the city back to the high seas. Then all bets are off again, aye?
Yes, well, if you have a point, pirate, I suggest you reach it quickly.
We're supposed to take a bunch of pirates at their word?
Right you are. However, I'm here because I've got questions, ones that can't wait. And the lovesome Watcher's the only one likely to answer them nicely.
If we want to reach Ukaizo, we'll need every ship at our disposal.
Ukaizo? What's the lost city of gold got to do with a god on a rampage?
Aethys is going to shout her life and death while the rest of you bicker over land rights.
Well, fuck if that doesn't put things into perspective.
We can't trust you. You are right, you can't. However, you need us. How's it going, Daladon?
But what's that even mean in the long run? Folks who die won't be coming back again.
Today's going to be a relatively short stream because I am mildly under the weather and I have to do DMing this evening and I'm not done setting stuff up for it. So I'll probably... We still have a bit more of this arc to go with though, but hopefully you're doing all right. What does this mean for the long run? Folks who die won't be coming back again? Maybe not at first, but eventually Eora will be starved of life.
This is all dark and foreboding sounding. But what's it mean for my soul?
Oh, you're just getting ready to DM in 15, yeah. Your YouTube autoplay put you in the YouTube version of the stream, so you were listening to it when you awoke from your nap. Ah! Welcome. Welcome.
I mean, I like the idea of pirating throughout the Great Beyond as much as the next gal. But if, say, I got no awareness after I die, does it even matter what happens?
Yeah, I've been trapped in the autoplay weirdness whenever I take naps. I end up in very strange places online. Whenever it just autoplays. I had to turn it off on YouTube because I ended up on some things that I really didn't want to listen to. But I'll leave it on if I'm like watching. People are going to make fun of this. I use Tubi because it's free and it just plays ads. But I'll let it autoplay on that and I will end up in some weird like 70s movies. That's how I ended up watching Tales from the Crypt, and not the one with the skeleton guy. It's Tales from the Crypt from 70 something. It's weird shit. It's worth watching if you can stand hokey. Let's just say the blood is literal red paint.
Ak, of course you have no interest past that of your eyes and your stomach. Let us speak now of what can be done. Must be done. Watcher, you know best of all of us what our options are.
Our own, more answers should become apparent when we land in Ukaizo.
The Huana made compacts with the gods on Lost Ukaizo. Anything can happen on the shores of our ancestors. I say it is a place where mortals can reach beyond themselves, do freely what animancers struggle to dream.
We have to act quickly. Defending Ukaizo is the highest priority.
Our ships are fast and well-equipped. We could sail to the edge of Andra's mortar. See if Aethys' passage opens a way through the storms. Of course, finding Ukaizo once we're through is another matter.
If you can get me through Andra's mortar, I can take you to Ukaizo, or I can sense Aethys in Andra's mortar. My soul calls out from inside of him.
That's so. You just might be able to save us.
We speak of collectively sailing for Andra's mortar, but this crown will not support any plan that involves a single outsider ship landing on the shores of Ukaizo. It is for this moment that the gods test me. Anyone who seeks to cross Andra's mortar will learn that the gates of Ukaizo are the end of compromise with the Huana.
Can everyone please agree to an armistice while we work through the crisis? Please. Actually, we're not here to debate over territory. Our souls are in jeopardy.
I think I'm getting the gist of it now. While these witless princocks go at each other's throats, we Principi will cut through the storms and plunder the City of Gold. Whatever Aethys is seeking in those ruins, we'll find it, and then we'll sell it to the highest bidder. That, or me and mine will have front row seats to the end of the world.
If the Huana cannot take back our beginning, then our end fast approaches. The gods will judge us by our devotion to Ukaizo.
Are you going to guard it as closely as you've guarded your palace today? Ukaizo was yours once, and you lost it. Meanwhile, the storms that cover Andra's mortar plague Rauatai too. We will help the Watchers stop Aethys, but we will not leave our country's future in soft hands. We hope the Watcher agrees.
Watcher, there are two kinds of people in the Deadfire. Those who have called it home since time immemorial, and opportunists. With Ukaizo under our control, the Huana would restore order as it has not been seen since the days of our ancestors.
Order. And the only question is whether it will be the order of ignorance and tradition, or else of conquest. The secrets to be found in Ukaizo could elevate us all beyond the telling. I will not relinquish that dream so easily.
Without so much as a final farewell, Eldis tips her head to the armed crew, and the pirates withdraw as swiftly as they arrive.
Watcher, I say the time to play at freelancing is at an end. Any of us could get you to Ukaizo, but only one of us will stand by your side.
Let's speak, Watcher, while we have the chance.
Yes, I will speak to him.
I say it is not every day that a ship pulls into port from Margaren's teeth. You are not too singed, I hope. Our enemies scramble for Ukaizo, dropping all pretense of strategy in their panic and haste. Ikera, both topics I know well.
So he doesn't really have anything else for us. We have the coming storm. We're going to probably get this notice relatively soon. That's the only other side quest we have. We're probably going to be encountering other people with side quests in the very near future. I am going to dip out of Serpent's Crown, and we are going to set up, and I'm going to make my save real quick. And then I think next time we're going to go around to each of the factions and figure out, well, which one are we going to side with in all of this nonsense? Oh, the burned book grows warm in our backpack. We do have a little bit more lore before I do that. So, where is the burned book? There it is. That display at the Kahanga Palace was shameful to witness, nothing less than proof of why mortals require capable rulership and a strong hand. When I walk amongst them again, chaos of that sort won't be tolerated. Authority and temperament are non-negotiable. You blame mortals when a god is the one sowing chaos, I think is probably the most appropriate one. Aethys has done nothing but expose an existing fault, one which would have cracked even if we had let it be. My siblings took a valiant swing at Aethys, but it seems our intervention will have to wait until we've had our time to gather our strength. What of you, Watcher? Your bearing is set and Ukaizo looms on the horizon. After everything you've seen, do you believe mortals are equipped to take control of their destiny, or do they need a firmer hand? Society isn't perfect. It is not meant to be. Idealism like that will get you in trouble. Someone must impose perfection. Someone must demand it. Without the gods, justice and law have no teeth. Find Aethys, follow him to Las Akaizo. If he listens to reason, then your naive optimism will not be put to waste. I notice my brother's frozen corner of the beyond is quieter than usual. The doors of Vitmod have slammed shut. You made out of the white void intact. Has anything you witnessed on the other side informed your opinion of the mortal world, Watcher? I learned the extent of Egwynthian treachery from the king of... Yeah, we're going to go with the Egwynthian treachery. So you have. Is it any wonder that the Wana didn't pay us the same homage as the Glenfothans? Their ancestral memory is thick with resentment. I saw how gods and mortals can cooperate through Widewind's eyes. If you call that cooperation, as long as you realize that mortals are tools to serve our ends, I will not call you your lesson wasted. And they showed me how time erodes one's purpose. That's only true to a point. We built the wheel to strengthen mortal essence, and every passage through the cycle enriches life that comes after. Rimmergrand takes a different approach. The white void is his celebration of decay. Prisoners like Noxiva have experienced more uninterrupted memories than a single lifetime is built to contain. It's no surprise that she would fray at the seams. No, that is all. Remember what you've learned. It might not save your life, but mortals could do worse than enjoy a broadened perspective. I understand you emerged from the... God, we have so much dialogue because it's like, hey, I've been watching you for the past several DLC. I understand you emerged from the bowels of Whale, and your mind appears to have survived the experience with only minor fractures. That body should have been destroyed ages ago, sparing us all the headache of cleaning up after Whale's mess. One of these days, my sibling must learn the value of uncluttered house. So another of Nekataka's dirty secrets comes to light in this spectacularly dramatic fashion. You should think twice about your Wana friends if anyone pleads ignorance about the dragon beneath their streets. A dragon is not so easily hidden from the world, much less the eyes of royalty. They compromise their ethics to survive. The Wana think the diminishing of their oldest talent is a test from the gods. They couldn't be more wrong. Everything they do is a test, and we observe closely. And yet you allowed the beast to hunt the sky again. Was its freedom worth the price of an orderly, balanced society? Think on that. I did not expect Wahaki to bend the knee to Kanga ruler. Perhaps the changes are coming to the archipelago faster than I anticipated. This is a pleasing shift of fortunes. Submission to a rightful authority is the only natural conclusion when the alternative is war and death. I hope that is a lesson the mortals remember. I'm beginning to question my trust in you, Watcher. This is a sacred communion, and your conduct is beneath any acceptable standard. Even though you are living up to my admittedly low expectations of mortals, I know that I am displeased, and that is a dangerous way to approach me. 4. We'll say nothing. Take care with your words and actions. I am not in the habit of offering second chances. Has your opinion of mortals changed? Nothing you have done has tarnished it utterly beyond repair. You may congratulate yourself on that much, at least. I don't like you. Tell me more about Ukaizo. At its brightest hour, Ukaizo was the seat of an empire that dominated the continent. The Wana kings and queens might have expanded their control even further, but we put a stop to that. The Apotheosis Project needed 2 resources of uncompromising importance: Luminous Audra and the Multitude of Souls. Ukaizo had both. What's on Ukaizo now? The city stands as a memorial to a different age. Its vacant buildings and flooded streets are crowns supporting but one jewel, the mechanism of reincarnation. Ukaizo is a city, a gravestone, a memory, and a machine. So your rise to godhood actually set back society's development. Within the Deadfire, yes, it was a calculated decision. The Wana Empire didn't conform to our ideal societal perfection, and neither did its trajectory. They came close, but some unfavorable habits were woven in the fabric of their culture. If the Wana wanted to prove us wrong, they were welcome to rise from the ashes of their past and embrace a future of our design. And they act as if it's key to controlling the Deadfire. Ukaizo is the Deadfire's true north. Even the Wana, who have long since forgotten Ukaizo's bearing, unconsciously turned to face it in the prayer. The last emperor was found of boasting that an army had never claimed Ukaizo by force. He was easily blinded by pride. Unfortunately, that did not protect Ukaizo from deceivers within. We feasted and delighted the old ruler, winning his support long enough to activate our machines. From that moment and up through the millennia that followed, Ukaizo has been ours. We'll speak
Boudica
again.
nods stiffly. You feel her presence drift as a breeze, rustling as it goes.
Yeah, Wodica, Mogren, all kind of jackasses. But since this has been a lore dump of a session, I'm going to go ahead and raid you guys out. Only person I know who's streaming is a guy that is doing Project Zomboid challenge run. So I'm going to send you off to Shinra. He's raided me, so I'll raid him back. And yeah, hopefully the rest of you have a very good day. Hopefully your D&D session goes well, Daladon. And yeah, we'll have another session of this on Wednesday. Tomorrow's going to be Divinity Original Sin, provided everything goes as planned. And yeah, keep gaming, have fun, peace out. This has been Alzorath, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.